The external labor powerhouse Uganda is tasking the US Department of Defense to pay US dollars 10 billion in compensation for unfulfilled promises and exploitation of Uganda workers by American government Defense Department in Iraq and Afghanistan. The security specialists under their umbrella body Special Returnees Association are seeking compensation for their due wages owed to them for the services offered to the United States mission under the Department of Defense contract. The 20,000 Ugandan foreign nation security specialists said were underpaid by the different US security contractors that recruited them to offer security services to the US mission in the Gulf region.
We are demanding underpayment. There is DBA. I was underpaid. I was still underpaid on DBA. So please, we need that money because the money we're supposed to get is not what we need. What if I had lost my life then? And yet, the money I signed for is not what I got. It is so unfortunate that we didn't get that money, but now we are voicing it out to the Department of Defense.
The Chief Labor Affairs External Labor Powerhouse, Uganda Usher Wilson Owere, has urged the US government to intervene and aid the process that would enable them to recover their payments that accrued as a result of underpayment during their time of service.
The patriotic Ugandans who have sacrificed their lives to go and work and protect the interests of America in a foreign country are supposed to enjoy. They are not supposed to come back here crying. So we are here today to echo your voices to the American government. And it is a strong voice because it's not coming from an ordinary person. It is now coming from the Chief Labor Affairs in Uganda. I'm now demanding from the US government that we want these issues you have raised to be settled immediately without any delay. The US Defense Department must immediately respond to this. I'm going to get in touch with the Minister of Foreign Affairs so that we get in touch with the ambassador in Uganda, US ambassador in Uganda, and have a meeting with the US ambassador. I'm also going to involve the presidential advisor on diaspora, the ambassador, Ambassador Walusi, who will also be in this, so that we put our efforts to see that Ugandans who have been patriotic and have worked for US Embassy are not just robbed by because the role you played in Iraq and Afghanistan was for the interest of US government. So US government must make sure you are properly paid. That one we are not going to romance with anybody.
Owere said the external labor powerhouse is committed to improve workers' welfare, coordinate labor players, and improve external employment sector in Uganda and beyond.
US, we know they are talking about human rights, but this is a high class of human rights abuse. You have articulated very well the article in the International Labor Convention. So this is a matter of, there are those who have got, who were injuries and so on, all those must be compensated. Be calm, have discipline. We are going to tackle this until I'm also going to get in touch with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and have a discussion with them before we tackle the embassy and then the American government. Because this is within my mandate.
The chairperson of Special Returnees Association, Victor Musinguzi, said the members were recruited by US Security Contractors on behalf of the US military, but were underpaid. He said the contracts they signed clearly indicated the proper terms of payment, but noted these were never fulfilled.
My name is Victor Musinguzi. I'm the chairperson of Special Returnees Association Uganda Limited. It's an organization of Ugandans that participated in the fight against terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan on behalf of the US military. We are contracted by US private security companies beginning from July 2005 up to 2011 and 2021 respectively, Iraq and Afghanistan. So as Ugandans, upon discovering the fraud and the injustice on the contract, the breach of contract, some people started to make noise about the matter when we are still in Iraq. But unfortunately, those people who were key in this presentation, most of them were deported back. Their contracts were terminated and they were deported back to Uganda. So the rest that stayed out of fear decided to continue working on the hope that they were already being issued the factual documents, the US Department of Defense letter of authorization and contracts that stipulates the details of our contract. So our leaders advised us to complete the contracts. Then afterwards, we can look for ways and channels how we can have our issue addressed. In total, we demand over 10 billion US dollars. Because everybody, depending on the amount of time that they worked. If anybody worked for 6 months, so you get the amount, the financial loss that they suffered within those 6 months. Then the people that worked 10 years, the people that worked 2 years. So when you total it all up, it amounts to over 10 billion US dollars. Out of the 200,000 Ugandans, ranging from the period ranging from 2005 up to 2021, when our last withdrawal from Afghanistan happened.
Special Returnees Association brings together all Uganda foreign national security specialists that worked in Iraq and Afghanistan from 2005 to date.